If we don't resolve the matter immediately, it's over for me.
Welcome to our channel, dear fans. Today we have a recap of the Season 2 finale of Maxton Hall, and believe me, it's an incredibly exciting episode. It all starts at Maxton Hall. Lexington is on the phone with someone about the photo he received in the last episode. He had it checked for possible edits, and is now incredibly nervous because he was the one who nominated Sutton for the deputy headmaster position. If this gets out, his life is over. The fateful lacrosse match. Ruby and Lydia are sitting in the stands with their friends. James skips an important company meeting to cheer on Cyril, who is trying to impress the Oxford Scouts. But Cyril is still in a bad mood and isn't saying a word. The atmosphere is tense. The game starts with cheers. Maxton Hall is going wild. Cyril is scoring goals. The crowd is ecstatic until he commits a nasty foul right in front of the Scouts. From then on, things went downhill for Cyril. With the score at 0-0 and only seconds left on the clock, Maxton Hall had a golden opportunity to take the lead. James was completely unmarked, but Cyril didn't pass the ball and was hit by a heavy check. And then, East View scored the game winner. Maxton Hall suffered a crushing defeat. Cyril collapsed on the field. Oxford was now a distant dream. Rumors circulated in the stands. People whispered in the stands. Sutton had an affair with a student. Someone sent the photo directly to the headmaster. Ruby looked at Lydia. Lydia panicked and ran out. Yes, absolutely sensitive. Tensions between James, Cyril, and Ruby. James tried to comfort Cyril, but his friend was furious and took his frustration out on Ruby. Everything has changed since you brought Ruby into our lives, James immediately countered. Ruby was completely innocent. He even apologized for neglecting their friendship. Although it was pointless, James extended his hand to Cyril in reconciliation. Cyril returned the hug, temporarily calmed. Big change in Beaufort. In Beaufort, Mortimer was furious because James had missed the meeting. Ellington, the largest investor, announced he was withdrawing his capital and accused James of not having his life under control and of abandoning my daughter for Ruby. He concluded, "I'm leaving. If the company goes under, so be it." Everyone left the meeting room. Mortimer gritted his teeth angrily. It's all Ruby's fault. He wanted to scream, "Please spare Ruby." Lydia, Sutton. The secret is out. Lydia meets Sutton in Cordelia's grave. Couldn't they have chosen a less sinister location? They know the story has been exposed, and the PTA will certainly investigate. Lydia panics because her father is a city councilor. Sutton suggests confessing everything first, but Lydia can't. Today is Cordelia's will reading. She believes her mother will leave James and her the majority of the Beaufort shares. Sutton overhears this and immediately dreams of staying home, taking care of the children, and living happily ever after without having to work. He feels like overturning the table. James appears and asks Lydia to come with him. Sutton extends his hand, and James shakes it out of respect for his sister's decision. He is inconsolable, but has to accept it. Mortimer's dark past. In his office, Mortimer looks at Cordelia's photo and plots another underhanded trick. It turns out that Ruby's parents had saved up to buy back Helen's bakery. They had a verbal agreement with the owner, but Mortimer intervened, offered a higher price, and took over the bakery. He not only stole her dream, but also caused Ruby's mother to lose her job. A true villain. James found out and flew into a rage, but before he could confront her, it was time to read the will. Painful twist, Cordelia left everything to Mortimer. The room at the reading of the will split into two camps. James, Lydia, Ophelia, Mortimer, Julia. And then, the lawyer read, all assets, real estate, Beaufort shares, went to Mortimer. The entire room was stunned. James and Lydia had been cheated out of the entire inheritance their mother had promised them. Everyone immediately suspected that Mortimer had forced Cordelia to sign. James exploded, accusing Mortimer of fraud, sabotaging Ruby's scholarship, and stealing their mother's bakery. Mortimer remained calm. Face the consequences, James replied. It's not me you're the one who's lonely. The bells still upbeat. Meanwhile, the bells sang, Don't worry, be happy. To lighten the tense atmosphere, the earth and the moon, James confronts Alice Campbell. Before we continue, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and like it. And if you would like to support me even more, you can donate below so I can hire more editors. I want to make lots of videos, but my time is limited. Okay, let's move on. James goes to Alice Campbell and earnestly begs her to return Ruby's scholarship. Alice makes it clear Mortimer is a major benefactor. She can't act against his wishes. James talks about love, about Ruby's kindness, but Alice refuses. Ruby, still the angel of the season. James tells her everything. Ruby is confused, but invites James and Lydia over anyway. Her family has just lost their jobs, their shop and her scholarship, yet she remains as kind as ever. The three decide to stay overnight at Cyril's, so Ruby can study for her exams in peace. Can learn the Click's moment and Percy's mystery. Go to Cyril's, the whole clique is there. Cyril regrets his decision and reconciles with Lydia, even though she's still just friends with him. Alistair and Kesh hold hands, but are caught by Ren. Lydia and Alistair dance together. James watches the stars, and a very confusing scene change. Percy goes to Cordelia's grave, lays down flowers, and kisses the key that fits the one in Cordelia's painting. I haven't read the book, so I can't comment on this. The fateful exam and Ruby's life-changing shock. The next day, Ruby arrives at the scholarship exam full of determination. James kisses her passionately, but Elaine stands jealously in the distance. And as the group prepares to go to the exam room, Ruby is taken to the principal's office. Summoned. The reason Sutton has to testify before the council, and doesn't dare betray Lydia. They believe that the person who knows Sutton is Ruby. When Ruby enters the room, her mother is standing there and asks for an explanation for the photo. It's a photo that James took of Ruby and Sutton in the first episode of the first season, and Mortimer must have hacked the phone to get it. Lexington concludes Ruby and Sutton are suspended immediately. Season 2 finale, devastated but still hopeful. Ruby leaves the school grounds. Her Oxford dream has been shattered. The police escort Sutton to the car. Lydia is crying. Elaine is gloating. And James hugs Ruby so tightly that as a viewer, you believe even though the bad guys won this season, their love still shines like the last spark. And so the second season of Maxton Hall ends with an emotional blow. Ruby collapses right outside Oxford's door. Sutton is led away amid whispers. Lydia is devastated, and Mortimer is still trying to control everything like a puppet. But then, a glimmer of hope appears. James runs to Ruby and hugs her tightly, as if to tell her that even if the whole world turns its back on her, he will still be there, still choose her, still hold her hand, and fight to the end. And that's precisely why Maxton Hall is so captivating. Even though evil has temporarily triumphed, love has never given up. Before I end the video, I'd like to ask you a question. What do you think will happen in Season 3? Does Ruby have a chance to return to Maxton Hall? Will Lydia escape this trap? And Mortimer? Will he be exposed? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this and want to see more drama analyses, don't forget, click like to show YouTube you enjoyed this content. Click subscribe to never miss a recap episode. And if you'd like to support me in creating more high-quality videos, leave a nice comment. Thanks to everyone who watched until the end of the video. See you again in Season 3, where the drama is guaranteed to be even hotter, more intense, and twice as crazy.